And now 5 3-minute rounds for the USFFC Women's Strawweight title. Introducing first, she is the challenger. Her record 7 wins and 4 defeats. Fighting out of Revolution Martial Arts, Inman, South Carolina, Ashley Dollface Greenway. And now her opponent, she is the champion, fighting out of the blue corner. Her record 5 wins, only 2 defeats. Fighting out of Nashville MMA, Nashville, Tennessee, Shannon Goughary.
This fight is for the 115-pound championship.
Referee, Justin Brown.
You know, both these ladies are not going to run out of anything in the heart department. These ladies take this seriously. They are competitors. Yeah. Their life is about martial arts.
They're super tough. Man,
they are very
fighters.
tough. You know, Ashley Dollface Greenway evolved a lot as a fighter over the years. I recall her fighting Andy Wynn a couple of years back, and she was a fiery, you know, this fireball. And she's calmed down and doesn't quite show that
I'll give you
fierceness anymore.
I'll give you one better than that. I remember at the Swamp Fox at USFFC, I don't even remember, she fought against Tisha the Tiny Tornado Torres in a crazy fight where she probably ate approximately 75 leg kicks. It was horrifying, but she stood up through the entire fight. She never went down, and she finished the fight and went to a decision. Torres won. But, man, you're talking about a UFC star in Tisha Torres.
That's right.
She's so tough, Greenway, and she has evolved over the years. And I think Revolution was probably the best thing that ever happened to her career. Just goes to show such a great team. And, you know, we harp about that, and it's not because, you know, they have a lot of fighters on this card. It's because they are legit an amazing team in this area.
Yep.
They're incredible.
Ashley Greenway, definitely a product of that. Like I mentioned before, she owned a gym with husband Alan in North Carolina, but gave it up so that they could come here and train more with more focus at Revolution.
No, they gave up everything. I mean, I remember seeing it, you know, unfold over social media. They gave up everything. They sold their gym, and they wanted to upgrade their competition, and they did it all for the sport. You got to love that. But, yeah, Body Quest was a great team, man, a very successful team in the Carolinas and the South. And when you talk about Shannon Goughary, Matt, I'm telling you, one of the grittiest fighters I've ever seen. I mean, she can take anything for the most part and just keep pushing. It's incredible.
Shannon Goughary has not stopped pushing forward since the bell rang, and that continues on now. You know, Alan Greenway came over to us before the fight started and told us that
the Hedgehog.
That's right. Alan the Hedgehog Greenway said that he's never seen Ashley look in better shape.
Yeah.
And the training camp has gone extremely well. Ashley's been fighting for 4 years, training for 5. Got into the sport because of her husband, Alan, and now in a very tough fight with perhaps her toughest test of her career thus far.
Well, we remember the last fight that she had here at USFFC where she pulled off the victory. It was incredible, man.
That's right. You know, against Tony Rogers III's girlfriend, I believe.
Yeah, I'm talking about Greenway.
Oh,
actually.
Greenway.
No, Greenway at our last event.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, Goughary, she fought Abshire in Kingsport, which was a great fight.
It was a great fight.
But here's the thing. I mean, Goughary has a great takedown and great jits. Now, talk about Greenway. Who does she work out with all the time? Sarah McMahon.
That's right.
I mean, Sarah McMahon's the best wrestler in all of women's mixed martial arts. So it's all about training partners. It only makes you better.
Iron sharpens iron. We see that in this sport all the time. And, you know, tough first round right there. Tough contest to judge. I feel like both ladies had a good striking, you know, prowess, but neither of them really landing any flush shots. No takedown attempts, so you can't really look at that. But, hey, that may be close to a 10-10 round right there.
Yeah, it really could be. You know, there's actually so much talent in the Carolinas. You know what I mean? There really is. A lot of UFC guys, Bellator guys, and I think it's in the best interest of all these fighters to at least cross-train with some of these guys and at least use that to your advantage. If you have somebody across the way that's a UFC fighter, why are you not at least trying to get in there one day a week? You know what I mean? Even if it's a Sunday for a few hours, like you said, iron sharpens iron. They have to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're never going to break that glass ceiling.
That's a great point, Cyrus. You know, I mean, it's kind of like you see it happen in different communities. Sometimes there will be a rivalry between the two gyms. So they don't want to train with each other because they don't want to share secrets. They don't want to share kind of training styles. But you're absolutely right.
Got to get over that stuff.
They should rethink that because on the big stage, it's going to help to cross-train with other people.
No doubt. Round number 2 here. This is a 5-round fight for the strawweight title. Goughary with, I believe, 2 title defenses. Maybe just one. Maybe just the one title defense against Abshire. But she stays busy. I know she's had a fight in between, in which she won. So
Goughary does not stop moving forward. She hasn't since the fight began. Ashley Greenway content with looking for counter punches, backing up out of range and trying to swing after Goughary does. You know, at some point in time, you've got to give points to aggression.
No, I agree.
And the fighter that is constantly pushing forward and maintaining pace, you know, if all things else are even, then do you give the nod to that?
No doubt. No, I agree. And, you know, another interesting thing, both these ladies are moms, too. They're both moms, and they've both been through that, and they know that responsibility as well. And I think you got to have so much respect for that. I mean,
you do. You do.
Whoa, met with the second one. That was nice. Goughary missed with the first kick, continued and landed that second one. That was pretty flush.
Very nice spinning kick from Goughary. And Goughry's face showing some wear. It looks like some of Ashley's punches have connected. And a kick lands, but gets responded with a punch from Goughary.
She's starting to get a little bit over that left eye. Ashley Greenway is starting to get a little bit of damage. Goughary, man. Goughry's looked really, really polished here.
Goughary does a good job of looking in different areas, okay? You know, that's a feint that sometimes it's tough to see. Yeah. But if a fighter looks low or looks up, that can give away their what they're about to do. But if you're looking low and looking up and not doing anything, that counts as a feint. Could throw your opponent off.
Greenway trying to get a little bit more aggressive here, taking the center of the cage. What a night we've had thus far. We still have 2 title fights to go, including the big boys, the heavyweights coming up. Excited to see that matchup.
Oh, yeah.
But that is, I mean, people aren't really calling it what it is. That's champion versus champion.
That is.
That's exciting.
That is.
Super heavyweight versus heavyweight. I love it, man.
Jake Tubbs takes on Tyrone Garner. That's coming up right after this fight here at USFFC25 Defiance, live from the TD Convention Center in Greenville, South Carolina. Punches being exchanged by these 2 ladies in a tightly contested matchup. Here we are in round 2.
The momentum's starting to go a little bit in Greenway's favor. She's been more aggressive. She's pushing the pace. But Goughry's not going away. She never does.
She never does. Goughary with the more creative kicks. Greenway with the more steadfast traditional boxing punches.
You know, when you look at girls like this far along in their career, you kind of look at, like, what's the thing that's going to make them better to where they can take that jump to the next level, you know, to be pros. And I think they both have some work to do. I think they both need to be a little bit better, but I think they're almost there. They're very close.
You know, in this type of fight where the rounds have been so closely contested, you almost wonder, should one of these fighters try to go for a takedown towards the end of the fight, or the end of the round, excuse me, because that goes such a long way on those judges' scorecards.
I think so. And that one's going to be up in the air. We'll take a look at the replay here, and you know, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I mean, they were trading strikes, both very active, and the crowd's loving it. I think you're right. That's going to be the difference maker. When it goes down to the ground, I've seen Goughary do some amazing things. I really have. And Greenway as well as far as the submission game. So that one could be very interesting.
There's the spinning kick. Goughary lands flush. Now, didn't phase Greenway, but it looked like it was pretty clean. Let's see that again. Greenway and Goughary kind of keeping their distance. Goughary throws one kick, misses. Bam! Second one finds its mark.
It staggered her just for a second, but she recovered quickly.
That's points nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. She's trying not to dance. I'm watching
you
Goughary.
can tell she was trying to hit the quan right there.
She wants to hit the quan. I mean, can you blame her?
I can't.
I'll be honest with you, I've never hit the quan.
No, I tried and then hurt myself. So I'm not going to try that again. Leg kick from Goughary. Greenway switches stance into the southpaw. Greenway pressuring a little bit. Dances back to try to counter.
very easygoing is Goughary. When you talk to her outside of the cage, she's very chill.
Yep.
You know, she takes it seriously, but she's very calm about it. Whereas in the other token, Ashley Greenway really gets focused.
She does.
You know, almost in like a trance. When she's ready to fight, she's ready to fight.
It's a stark comparison of
attitudes really
between these two fighters, and that's something that makes this sport great. Some people just operate different than others, but that doesn't mean they're any less effective. But you're right, Goughary very laid back, been fighting MMA for 2 years, training for 4. And really, she says the reason she fights is for fun.
Yeah.
It's pure fun. She just says she enjoys it. She just says it's fun.
Well, yeah, I think she could really make a career out of it, and I think she could do some really big things if she continues to get better. You know, and maybe in more cross-training, that sort of thing is only going to do better for her. She's traveling with Nathan Lindsay, which is one of her fellow fighters with Nashville MMA, and when you're traveling from that far, Nashville's actually a pretty good drive. That's at least 6 hours, 6.5 hours, I would say.
From here, you're looking at maybe 5.5, but yeah, it's still far. It's far.
You know, and it's hard to find somebody to go with you to make that trip. She doesn't have her head coaches with her, and I know that has to hurt a little bit not to have that.
You know, Greenway's doing a good job of landing some leg kicks here in round number 3, and haven't seen her utilize those much, but with some success now. Shannon Goughary said her favorite thing about mixed martial arts is kicking people in the face.
Why not?
And a close second is punching people in the face.
Well, of course. Good things.
She's got her priorities straight.
Absolutely. That must be cool, punching people in the face. I've never really done it.
Ashley Greenway lands a punch, not flush, but lands it nonetheless. And
God, I love the activity out of these two girls, man.
More leg kicks.
They don't settle back. They don't rest. They just keep going and keep going. It's incredible.
Now, Cyrus, you can see that lead leg of Goughary is starting to swell up a little bit, the pink, and another mean shot. Greenway may have found her rhythm with these lead leg kicks.
Oh, it'll definitely do some damage.
Dodges a high kick. Back on the outside. Chipping away with another leg kick. How many more of these can Goughary take? She's already picking it up, looking to check. Picking up her lead leg. Tries to double kick again.
Yeah, and then, you know, whenever those start to add up and she slows down, you know it's going to go to the ground, and then we're going to see what's going on with these two. They're just happy to have a slugfest here. I mean, and I'm actually surprised that it hasn't gone to the ground yet.
Greenway seems to be becoming a little more comfortable with the distance. And there's a takedown attempt from Ashley. Can she finish? Driving forward, dropping levels. Goughary with great defense. Sprawling up against the cage, Greenway trying to force it. Can she get the takedown?
Beautiful underhook there right at the end of the round. Not enough time to work, but a nice try there from Greenway, but a great stuff by Goughary. I think Greenway may have stole that round, though. She was more active. Her striking was looking really, really good. And those leg kicks, they're starting to add up.
Yeah, the leg kicks definitely leaving their mark. You can see it on the lead leg of Shannon Goughary. That leg wasn't as pink as it was coming in there that it is now.
No.
And I tell you what, the leg kicks hurt a lot inside the cage. You want to know when the leg kicks really hurt? The next day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Try getting up out of bed after eating like 2, much less 20.
No, I'm good. You can keep that. Do your thing.
Yeah.
What a night here. We still got 2 more title fights. Our welterweight title, Tommy Metzger taking on Tanner the Hammer Saraceno. We could have a 2-division champion. Also, in our next matchup, we could have another 2-division champion, because if Tyrone Garner could somehow beat Jake Tubbs, and I say that because I think Jake Tubbs is really, really good. If he could somehow beat him, which he has all the power in the world to do it, we could have another 2-division champion.
Lots on the line tonight here at USFFC25. And we are now into the championship rounds of the 115-pound amateur title bout between Ashley Dollface Greenway and Shannon Goughary. But, you know, here we are in the 4th round. You wouldn't think these fighters are slowing down at all.
No, not at all. I mean, they're straw weights. They're both in great shape.
Great conditioning on display from both these ladies. Probably a tight matchup right now. I'm glad I'm not a judge and just a simple broadcaster, but
Don't sell yourself short. You're not simple.
Right.
We're not simple people.
Right, no, you're right. We're very complex. We have layers, like onions.
If we were simple, we'd just be yelling out, hit him,
right,
kick him. We hear way too much of that.
Now, these 2 rounds really could determine who wins the fight. It's pretty close so far. I've got to think that one fighter's at least won. You know, it's back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, part of me wants to say it's 2-1 Goughary, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those rounds were so close.
Yep.
You can see Greenway. She seems to be slowing down just a little bit. It looks like she's kind of breathing through her mouth a little bit. But still, I mean, still moving pretty.
Greenwood pawing out with jabs to try to set up her 2.
Looking for that big kick, trying another one of those double kick successions, and doesn't quite connect.
Greenway not letting that happen again.
This is very rare, but I want to see this fight go to the ground and see what happens.
Yep.
You'll never hear me say that.
Right.
This is a rarity.
Both these ladies very technical with their jiu-jitsu as well, but just, you know, when you have 2 fighters that are content to stand up for this long, you got to feel it in your mind. They think that they're winning. Each of these girls feels like they have the advantage. Kind of a halfway high kick, hits the shoulder. Good body kick from Greenway. Doesn't slow down Goughary, who comes right forward.
Big left hand there. Sneaks through from Goughary, the southpaw. Both just continue to move forward. I mean, just continuous forward action. It's what we've come to expect out of the females. We even saw it in our earlier fight tonight.
Very evenly matched up.
Greenway landed a couple nice knees there, Matt. She's starting to get some real momentum going on here. She switches stance.
Switches into the southpaw, and looks like Greenway's targeting the body a little bit more now, finding some home with some shots and kicks. Still has to stay out of the way of those crazy high kicks from Shannon Goughary.
Tell you what, those are tiring. They really are. What Shannon Goughry's throwing, those big head kicks, those will wear you out. And she's throwing them and not even connecting. She's just wasting a lot of energy, I think.
Great left straight from Dollface. She lands it. You can tell by the look in her eye.
Oh, and then she taunts Goughary does. She says, bring it some more. What the heck's going on here? A lot of kicks. A lot of kicks being thrown here. The fight metric stats are not looking good for Goughary right now. But what a good fight.
So far, a great fight. Both these ladies leaving it all on the line as we go into this is the 5th and final round of the championship bout.
I mean, I had a feeling that's where we were going to go.
You called it, Cyrus.
This. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's what these girls do.
That's right. Look at Shannon Goughary just smiling, having a good time.
I know. Yeah,
it's content. It's happy to be there. Here you see the ladies exchanging strikes.
We got a cheering session back
here. Yes, we do. Ashley Dollface Greenway finding home with that 1-2 combo in the southpaw stance, throwing the jab but not really committing to it, committing to the punch behind the jab, and that's her left straight. Looks like she's managed to land that a couple times, and, you know, tough round to score. I'm not sure exactly who I give it to. I might slightly nod my head towards Ashley Greenway.
Yeah.
These judges are in a tough spot, that's for sure. And you can see the fans in the background right behind us here in the broadcast booth.
One of them may be her children.
They're having all kinds of fun.
I know she has 2 kids, and I'm pretty sure they both are in that crowd.
Right there, huh? Okay.
Here we go, 5th and final round. I'm excited about this one.
Who wants it more? Who will take it here in the 5th round? This fight could still be up for grabs. Leg kick, jab combo from Greenway. Another one.
She tried to grab a hold of that leg and maybe go for the takedown. I think Goughary's going to go to the ground here.
You know, Greenway will just lower her head and fire that overhand left. Whether it misses or not, it does push Goughary back a little bit like that.
Only 3-minute rounds here.
Good leg kick.
Got a whole lot of time to work with. Oh, she comes forward there. Great counter by Greenway. Greenway is really on fire right now. She's feeling it.
Leg kick from Greenway.
Nice
Use the
right
punch.
hand.
Yep. Goughary
nice left hand
as well.
Eating a lot of jabs is Goughary, more than I think she usually takes. Such a reach advantage when you talk about Ashley Greenway.
Greenway trying to stay out of the pocket. Goughary pressuring to try to get close.
Great counter punching by Ashley Greenway. She's letting Goughary throw 4 or 5 strikes and then snapping that one in. She's not worried about it, though. Goughary, man, she's just throwing her arms out, Nick Diaz style. Bring it on. Let's go.
Greenway with a good punch down the middle. Goughary smiles it off.
Here we go.
Greenway pushes Goughary up against the cage.
We're going to see a clench fest or somebody going to change levels and make this interesting. Ashley Greenway's doing the right thing. Why not continue to strike? I think she has the upper hand now.
Doing a good job staying out of the way of the unconventional kicks of Goughary. Goughary eats another leg kick and smiles, nodding her head. as if to say good shot.
I mean, you called it as far as Greenway making the comebacks. Man, she's a comeback kid, no doubt about it. I thought she was down coming into that third round, and now the momentum is definitely in her corner. And if she can keep up this pace, oh, here we go. And we're going to the ground.
Trip takedown fails for Greenway. She does push her up against the cage.
Goughary is not as confident in her ground game right now. You know, many times you would see where she would stuff that she probably would have tried to take it to the ground and work with it. And I think that would have been in her best bet right now is to get a takedown. She has to.
Yeah.
Okay, I think she's behind this round.
She could be. Definitely content with her kicks, but they haven't been as effective as they were in the first part of the fight.
No, she's missed with so many of them.
Goughary looks for a whizzer, doesn't get it, and they separate. And this fight will be coming to an end here before too long. Who can stretch it out at the final moments of this championship bout? Who wants some more? Dollface Greenway gets the takedown. That might have got her the round.
I think that's going to get her the fight.
That may have got her the fight. This one goes to the judges' scorecard.
I don't want to call it.
I'm glad we're not judges, Cyrus.
No, I don't want to do that job. It's not as glamorous anyways. I mean, sitting on the side, marking little boxes.
Not nearly as glamorous.
Come on. I don't get dressed up in $5,000 suits, Matt, to be marking boxes.
No, that would be beneath you, Cyrus. Beneath your league, by far.
Kidding. Judges, I love you. You guys are amazing.
All right, Greenville, make a little noise for both fighters going the distance in this title fight. After 5 championship rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges score this fight 50-45 for your winner by unanimous decision and new USFFC Women's Flyweight Champion, Strawweight Champion, Ashley Dollface Greenway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're just going to win a title and run away? I mean, I'm going to see if I can make you cry again. Your new women's strawweight champion. Wow. How storybook is this? I watched you in Marion get kicked all the hell by Tisha Torres. No, I mean, truthfully, but you went the entire distance. You lasted. Now, fast forward a few years, and you're holding the same title that she did. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. And I know that Tisha will be so proud of me. So she changed me as a fighter. I changed completely whenever she beat the crap out of me.
There's just a lot of kicks. I mean, your leg was like a whole different shade of black. I don't know what that was.
But no, I just want to say, I'm not going to cry this time. I'm not going to hold you up. But thank you to my team, Revolution. You guys are so awesome. And I would have been able to do it without you and all the coaches and all my teammates, Hannah and Anna, Dragonfly House.
You know, during this fight, were you surprised that it never went to the ground? I was kind of waiting for it to go to the ground, but you guys stood up nearly the entire fight. Were you surprised it never went to the ground?
Honestly, watching all of her fights, she's a ground fighter. She's like me. She plays her back, and she feels comfortable there. So I really wanted to work on my striking. So I knew that she would stand with me, and if she felt in danger, she would try to take me down, and I was ready to handle that. But I'm just so glad because I really needed the experience striking. So I feel like it came up a little bit, but I'm still going to work really hard.
The striking was incredible, I can tell you that much. What's next for you? Do you want to defend that title? I know Scott Price would love you to defend that title at least once, and I know going pro is something very close in your future as well.
I had 3 losses and then I won my last fight, and I said if I won this fight, it was ready for me. I've had a 6-fight contract with Invicta for 2 years now, so I'm ready. I'm taking it and I'm ready.
There we go.
Huge thank you to the fight doctors. You guys are freaking awesome.
And she is, guys. She's your champion, Ashley Dollface Greenway.